Alright, let's go get a run of supplies, shall we? I gotta go do a little inner city bushwhacking, Foxy boy. Sounds like it. Hello, fellow island riders. Glad to have you along for the ride today. And today is Friday. More specifically, it's the last Friday of the month. So it's channel update time. That's right. It's an opportunity for me to connect with you and go over some of the things that are coming down the pipe, some of the things that are being worked on right now, and just an overall, just a check-in, real time. Because a lot of times I film my videos in advance. Wow, look at this tree. Huge. A lot of times I film my videos in advance, so it disconnects us a little bit. So this gives me an opportunity to reconnect with you folks and see how you're doing. And today we're doing pretty good, considering. Now, filming this the Sunday after Hurricane Fiona came through Prince Edward Island, and holy smokes, did we ever get walloped. Man, look at all the down trees. Right? Just crazy. So I figured I'd take you out on a supply run here and show you a little bit of the damage that's occurred. We'll see if we can make it through. The KLR is good for this kind of stuff. You know, we've seen it before. We've made it through some pretty hairy things. So I'm hoping it pays off. I brought some bushwhacking tools too. So let's go see if we can get to the end of the road here and get out at least. Man, look at this. Gotta be careful coming around. I see headlights up in my 12 o'clock, so look at this, man. Just a wild amount of damage. Wild. Yeah, so it wasn't, I think it was a post-tropical storm when it made landfall here in Prince Edward Island, but geez Louise. I mean, it was as good of a hurricane for me though. Like, we were in the house and just the wind was unbearable. Sorry if the wind's getting at you right now, but it's still a little bit blustery even the day after. But look how beautiful it is. I mean, I'm trying to like think of a way to accurately describe how crazy the wind was. And the best I could come up with was like, you ever have a big storm and you feel one of those big things that just, big gusts of wind that just blows your house and you're like, whoa, that was a big one. Well, it was like that all the time. And the gusts, you know, shook the entire house. And I mean vibrated the entire house. We were pretty worried that the windows were going to blow in. So, but luckily, you know what? No serious damage to the house at all. I did the walk around last night and I put it up on Instagram as a story there. And we didn't have any damage, just a few lost shingles. But you know what? Now that things are cool, now it's kind of safe to get out. I got the KLR, the Silver Fox. Me and old Foxy are gonna go try and get some water. Water is life, Island Riders. So, Charlottetown is to the left. So I'm thinking what we're gonna do, let's go see if we can get an idea what the storm surge looks like first. Wow, look at look at that. The transformer all the way down. Phenomenal damage. More of it too. It's just like this everywhere. You know, I've seen this before. Hurricane Dorian came through once and it encompassed New Brunswick, and I was trapped in New Brunswick in Fredericton for like a week because we just couldn't get out. Of course, Fredericton being the city of stately elms, all the elms, you know, kind of laid down on us. But back to channel update stuff, back to more positive things. You know, what's coming down the pipe? What do we got working on for you here? Well, by now you guys are just finishing up the search for Joe French's wharf. That was a fun one, wasn't it? I like that. I'll tell you this. I love when I could find a little story on Prince Edward Island, I could take the Fox, the KLR 650 out and just kind of search it up, you know, and just kind of find it, track it a little bit. And that was a great little story of perseverance. And it vibes very well with our big trip, which is also something that's kind of going on. Me and Brandon went on our big trip. That's right. We went up through Nova Scotia. We were in the Annapolis Valley, and we went all through the South Shore of Nova Scotia. And it was a beautiful ride. It was an amazing trip, full of storied tales, just awesome. Now, I will say this. As per usual, I'm getting to work on the trailer now. The trailer released in October. The trip will release, I think, maybe a little bit early. Maybe first week of November. We'll see. See how she pans out. You know, I like to keep the schedule open. But what can you expect for videos coming up on the channel? What's coming up this month here in October? Well, it's another fantastic group ride. Me and Brandon head back up to the Dromore run to make that good ride even better. And we bring Andrew, local island rider Andrew, along. He brought his Husqvarna 250 Ti, I think it is. But anyway, what a beautiful looking machine. Anyway, he showed us a really awesome hidden ATV trail that links up to the Dromore Trail, and it was just a muddy old good time. You know, the real stuff that gets me missing home a little bit. Oh, look at it all, man, crazy. But yeah, that was a really good run. Another little quick two-part series for you. After that, it's another storyteller. As we head out towards the west portion of the island, more, you know, west central, I would say, as we track through the story a bit more of Prince Edward Island's beginnings with this, with respect to, like, you know, the people that inherited this island and the people that, you know, kind of took the island as well. So we talk a little bit about Samuel Holland again. So we take up that subject and we ride ourselves out to Mount Tryon. And that's a cool little one. Oh, look at the beautiful eagle. I don't know if you can see it. He's right above. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Whoa, whoa. Cutter, 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 cutter. Holy jumpins. Look at this. All right, stay frosty through here. We got to check for lines. Freaking crazy. Check this tree, check lines. Lines are in the ditch. See them right there? Hard to see right there though. So that tree, we got to be careful. We're going to go outside left. One of the things when you're coming through all this kind of stuff, you got to constantly be checking for power lines, because these trees will take them down and you don't know what's live and what isn't, right? Like I could tell you that's not probably going to be live, but I don't know. You know, I'm not like a certified pole line technician. I don't work for Maritime Electric. I can't answer those questions, so I've got to go with the safest possible route. So that eagle reminded me of something. Hopefully I could get that eagle. Oh man, it's so beautiful. We had a very special guest come up to the island here a couple weeks ago. Oh, we're not going through here, boys. We had a very, very special guest come up to the island, and that was Andy from Motos, Cades, and Coffee. He wants us to turn around 100%. All right, no problem. Yeah, so Andy came up for a visit, all the way from Maryland, United States. Can you believe that? But man, oh man, what an amazing adventure. We didn't have too much time, unfortunately, but it was so fun. He came up on his Pan America, and we camped overnight at that really fun spot there at Brackley Bay, the spot that my buddy Everton has. I'm gonna go through, bud. He really liked that, and I think that's gonna be good. Now that video won't come out for quite a while, because it's on the backside of the big adventure, the big trip. But I can't wait to share it with you. And it was so good hanging out with you, man. I gotta just say, like, it was just awesome just hanging out with you. We had such good fun. And you know, Andy's like one of those guys that, like, it's almost like as soon as you meet him, you know you've been good friends for a very long time already. And I love that. That's one of the greatest parts about this whole YouTube adventure here, is just me finding, you know, kindred spirits out on the road. So that was excellent. So if you do want to get the scoop on that, if you want to get in on that a little bit early, definitely head over to Motos, Cades and Coffee. Check out Andy's channel and you'll be able to see that. All right, here's what I'm going to do as far as the supply run's concerned. I'm going to go through a bit of a known route. That's going to be good, and we'll make it my way into town. I think what I'll do too is I'll save that for another video later on down the line, because there are a few more things that I want to go over with you back at the house. So I'll check back in with you in the garage. There's just some cool stuff I want to show you there, as always. I've always got a cool few things to show you in the garage. Anyway, we'll take care. All right, well, the supply run didn't go too well. I'm gonna save it for a full video that I'm gonna do way later on, but I'll throw you up some clips here just now to kind of show you what's going on downtown and in town. And you know, like, just the small sample that we saw in the ride together is just a small sample of basically what's going on across the island. Downtown, it's like apocalyptic. It's just crazy. Everything that's open that you can get fuel from and that has power is just mobbed right now. Not mobbed, but like, you know, just tons of people there. So for me, you know, I'm looking good. I got lots of supplies anyway. I was just looking for a top up. I pretty much got that, so I'm good. I think maybe what I'll do later on is I'll fill up the tank and the Fox and we'll head out towards Mount Stewart and see what it's like. Probably not until tomorrow. We'll see what tomorrow brings. But for the rest of today, I did have some cool stuff that I wanted to show. Like I mentioned, Andy from Motos, Cades and Coffee came by on his northbound adventure, and he stayed overnight here, and we did some moto camping together. Plus he brought me this awesome t-shirt. I love this shirt. It actually fits really, really, really good. And in addition to all that, you remember Hugo, he came up, or we went down to New Brunswick and we had our New Brunswick series, and Hugo was our little trail Sherpa that took us up to Memel Falls and to Alma. Well, Hugo came back and he came to the island actually, and he was racing in the Hartsville Hare Scramble enduro race here in Prince Edward Island. He was in the juniors race, I believe. And he did quite good. I think he made top 10, bud. So congratulations, Hugo. Congratulations to everybody who attended and competed in the Hartsville Hare Scramble. That was a fun race. I've seen a lot of video from the New Brunswick Dirt Riders Association Facebook page from some very skilled riders who had a really great time. And thanks again to Hugo and the MBDRA for this awesome hat. I love this hat. This is my new camping hat, by the way. I've already broken it in. So that is essentially it. You know, I've never, like I said, I've never experienced a weather event like this before. It was just so intense. And I know we're probably months away from recovering fully from it. You know, I expect to be without power for about probably 4 or 5 days. It's going to be a long time. So we're settling in. You know, I made some breakfast with the camping gear this morning, but we'll be okay. And again, you know, one thing I want to say too, right off the top, I want to thank every one of the ride group who sent me messages on Instagram and on Facebook and on, you know, on YouTube through comments and things, you know, looking out for me, wishing me well, and making sure me and Mrs. Dowsker were safe. You know, thank you so much for that. That warms my heart to see those. And I hope you're all doing okay. If you've had to take on the brunt of Hurricane Fiona, if you've had to last through that kind of a weather event, I hope you're doing well. I hope you lasted through it well. And I know now is, you know, just kind of the start still a little bit, you know, even we're probably, by the time you're watching this, you know, we're about a week away from when it happened, but still there's going to be a lot of cleanup. So my heart goes out to you if you're through that time now. And, you know, I can tell you right now, my biggest lesson learned, I need a generator and a chainsaw. Those two things will be in place by this time next year when hurricane season comes back to our beautiful little island. And until the next time we ride together, Island Riders, until the next time we take off on the Silver Fox and go exploring together, which I hope is soon. I hope this doesn't put a squeeze on too much of our season, but I don't think it will. I'll figure it out. I'll figure a way for us to get back out on the road together here soon. Until then, take care, Island Riders. Ride safe if you're riding, and if you're not, please enjoy where you're at and be safe where you are. Take care.